Hey, how are you? I'm Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Team RiseOrFall to talk Thursday night football. TB12 and the Buccaneers head to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Want to talk about it? That's what I thought. Hang here and I'll be right back. Hey, and we are back. Once again, I'm Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Team RiseOrFall to talk Thursday night football. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers head to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles in what should be an explosive game. Tons of points to go around. But before we do that, make sure you go to Team RiseOrFall, like, share, subscribe. Go to the YouTube page and you leave a comment on all my any and all my videos. I really do appreciate all the love and support that everything I've done has been received as of late. Whether it's good or bad, let me know. I'd love to sit down and talk it out with you, or we can get in the comments or on the Discord, which is free, and talk about lineup building, roster construction, the whole works. And look, on the screen, it's only $9.99 a month. That's a small price to pay for such a high-end premium service here. So let's just get right into the game. I promise I won't keep you here long, because if I've looked through the views and all the numbers here, I know a lot of you love to sit down like 10-15 minutes before lock and build a lineup and hammer it home. So I won't keep you here long, and let's get right into it. Tom Brady, TB12, goes to Philly. Philly is 17th overall against opposing quarterbacks. Tom Brady, $16,500 on FanDuel, only $12,400 on DraftKings. The other quarterback on the other sideline, Jalen Hurts. Tampa Bay, as I said, 17th overall against opposing quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts, $15,500 on FanDuel, only $11,800 on DraftKings. So of the two quarterbacks, at this stage of the game, you should know, I shouldn't say you should know, but you more than likely know how I like to build and what my articles and my content is geared to. On a single game slate, to me, it's all about big money GPPs, like max entering contest and going from there. So I'm not one to really talk about cash games enough, right? I'm only mainly strictly, and what other adjectives I can think of, for a GPP. So given the current state of what's going on Thursday night, Tom Brady is going to be through the roof owned. I mean, he's going to be in the captain spot, the MVP spot. This guy threw for what, over 400 yards, 5 touchdowns last week against Miami. Absolutely roasted the Dolphins. So again, recency bias is a thing, and a lot of casual DFS players will see that and go, you know what, easy peasy, click, Tom Brady's my captain MVP, which is fine. But to me, I'm going to pivot to Jalen Hurts. This kid can get it done with his legs, with his arm. I know you're yelling at the TV right now. Philadelphia Eagles fans are very abrasive and they're brash. No offense, just calling it like I see it, friends. But Jalen Hurts was, it was a dump. The first half of the Carolina game was a dump, and look what happened. He brought you and your team back, and you won the game. I would like to think, realistically, everybody in Philadelphia or the surrounding area, I mean, in terms of players and points, they don't care as long as their Philadelphia Eagles win, which happened. I know this isn't an NFL broadcast about, coaching style wins, losses. We're talking about DFS. We want fantasy points. But when you look at Jalen Hurts, he got it done. In the second half, I believe he went from, this is fantasy points, he went from like 10 or 12 fantasy points all the way up to, in depending on your league scoring format, he was up past 35, maybe even 40 in some spots. So Hurts, at this point, he always comes through for us. When things look down and out and bleak, I know personally, and hopefully you do, if you're an Eagles fan, you know Hurts will get you to where you want to be on a game-to-game basis. Long-term, not my business. But get Jalen Hurts in your lineups at the captain spot or the MVP spot, however you want to do it. Once again, Hurts, $15,500 on FanDuel, only $11,800 on DraftKings. Now, when we look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers running backs, Leonard Fournette, I always call him Leonardo Fournette like he's a Ninja Turtle. Leo Fournette, Rojo. Look at these guys here. Fournette, Philadelphia's 27th overall against opposing running backs. Fournette, $11 grand on FanDuel. He's only $7,800 on DraftKings. And then Rojo, he's kind of just there. On FanDuel, only $7,500, and then on the screen there on the graphic, he is $1,800 on DraftKings. Now, to me, Rojo is, I don't know, you tell me, right? I think he's a salary relief guy if you need, just a quick plug and play. Rojo can be good in that spot. I mean, who knows how much work he's going to see. We've gotten to notice Bruce Arians a little bit in the way this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team plays, and Leonard Fournette is, looks to be their lead back, which is fine. We just want to plan in place for this here. So Fournette, as I said, 11 grand on FanDuel, only 7-8 on DraftKings. The Philadelphia Eagles running backs, Miles Sanders, Tampa Bay, they're 7th overall against defending or opposing running backs. Sanders, 10 grand on FanDuel, only $6,600 on DraftKings. Now I know, don't smash your computer screen or your phone screen, whatever you're watching this on. I love Miles Sanders, but there's just, again with him, where a lot of people, myself including, and I'm not even a Philadelphia Eagles fan, they're not using this kid like I think they should. And look, I'm here in the DFS dungeon. I'm not a pro football coach. I'm not a football coach by any means. I coach, softball and basketball. That's about it. But any dummy can see that Sanders is elusive. This guy has the wiggle. So it drives me nuts too. I know. Please, hopefully you didn't smash anything in front of you right now. I want Miles Sanders to just go nuts, get 20 plus carries, and then you can leave the passing down work to Kenny Gainwell, which we'll get. But I'm telling you now, Sanders, 10 grand on FanDuel, only $6,600 on DraftKings. And what I started to say is, I'm telling you now, I think Sanders has some sort of special game here where he scores once or twice in the air, on the ground, and everybody's, you can breathe a sigh of relief in Philadelphia at least for 1 week leading up to week 7. The other running back for the Philadelphia Eagles, young kid, stud, second round selection here, Kenny Gainwell, the other Kenny G. FanDuel, Gainwell, $8,500 on DraftKings, $2,400 here. When it comes to Gainwell, he's starting to, build momentum. They're starting to use the kid a little bit more, which is lovely, but I just don't like it that it's at the sake of Miles Sanders. But personally, from a football fan perspective, I do believe that both running backs can work in unison to get the job done, not only for real life football, but also on our fantasy teams, our DFS teams. So I have no qualms rostering both Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell for Thursday night. As I said, Kenny Gainwell, $8,500 on FanDuel, 2-4 on DraftKings. Let's talk about the wide receivers briefly. We know what we're getting from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers side. Well, not what we're getting, but you know the names. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown. Let's start with Mike Evans really quick. Philadelphia is 10th overall against opposing wide receivers. Evans, 13-5 on FanDuel, $10,200 on DraftKings. And then I'll pause so I can put the graphic in for you. Chris Godwin, 13 grand on FanDuel, $9,400 on DraftKings. Take a deep breath. Antonio Brown, $11,500 on FanDuel, only $8,200 on DraftKings. I wanted to get them all out at the same time so I can kind of dissect on the fly here for you. So of these three wide receivers, it's kind of one of those things where who's getting the play, who's going to do what this week. And again, if you're a Tampa Bay fan or you're just a football fan, you don't care. You just want to see these guys play well and go from there. You're watching this video, so I would expect you're some sort of DFS aficionado, and it drives you nuts. Well, Chris, why would you say you never know what you're going to get? That's why I'm here, Chris, so you can tell me what the heck to do. I've said this for about a few years now. All these big time wide receiver rooms, kind of like in Pittsburgh too. Whichever wide receiver is the cheapest, that's the one I'm going to kind of put in my lineup first. That's who I'm going to prey on. So to me, Antonio Brown on FanDuel is the play. Only 11.5 on FanDuel. On DraftKings, however, full point PPR, I would prefer Chris Godwin in the slot. I could see a point in Thursday Night Football where Godwin, we've seen it happen with Tom Brady. He'll lock in. He's like the Terminator, gets the laser eye, and he'll lock in on one of these receivers, Godwin, Evans, AB. For some odd reason, I just have a feeling, given the Philadelphia Eagles defense and what they do in the slot, more than likely you're going to have some sort of linebacker just up in Godwin's face to try and get him off the ball or delay his timing. And Godwin is unbelievably good, and I think there's going to be a lot of room for Godwin in the center of the field or 20 to the sideline there. So give me Godwin on DraftKings because of the full point PPR scoring, and give me Antonio Brown on FanDuel. The Philadelphia Eagles wide receivers, let's move through them fast. Rookie dynamo, DeVonta Smith, Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins. Of the three, no-brainer. Give me DeVonta Smith on both formats. He is 12 grand on FanDuel, only $8,800 on DraftKings. By the way, Tampa Bay's 32nd overall against opposing wide receivers. Jalen Reagor, is he, isn't he? What are we going to do there? I think he pops sooner rather than later. Why not on Thursday night? Reagor, 7.5 on FanDuel, only 5 grand on DraftKings. Quez Watkins, $7,000 on FanDuel, 4.6 on DraftKings. Now, of these three, the only way I would kind of dig into Quez Watkins, or the one guy I really didn't mention, Greg Ward. Again, if you're max entering GPPs, or you're playing a large portion, 20 to 50 lines in a GPP, then it's just a process of elimination. It's a math problem where you're getting in guys and pulling them out. I would prefer DeVonta Smith. Price tag a little steep, but well worth it. Obviously, kid's going to be targeted double-digit times. I do firmly believe DeVonta Smith finds the end zone on Thursday night against Tampa Bay. And let's move on to the tight ends. Not much to see here. The one kind of news or note is Gronk more than likely will not play. Right before I sat down to give you this video, Gronk is very doubtful to play. Cracked his ribs, punctured a lung, and that's saying something because he's a super tough guy. So for him to be out 2 games, it must be serious here. Cameron Brate, let's talk about him. Philadelphia's 22nd overall against opposing tight ends. Brate is $6,500 on FanDuel, $4,800 on DraftKings. Now, the tight end I want, regardless of the team this evening, O.J. Howard, only 6 grand on FanDuel, $1,400 on DraftKings. We've started to see O.J. get more involved, and I know it's kind of tough. You can go with the too many mouths to feed MO here, but O.J. Howard has seen some higher upside kind of targets in the red zone. So who's to say O.J. Howard doesn't find the end zone on Thursday night? For only 6 grand on FanDuel and only $1,400 on DraftKings, he's very much in play. On the Philadelphia Eagles side of things, last I looked, unfortunately, Dallas Goedert probably won't play. He's on the COVID IR right now. He tested positive, and hopefully all is well with him, asymptomatic, and we'll go from there. But I know as it stands now, to get back on the field after being placed on the COVID IR, you have to have back-to-back negative tests, but those tests have to be 24 hours apart. So I would imagine he's having one Wednesday evening, and then he's got to wait a full 24 hours, probably leading right up to lock on Thursday night. So unfortunately, I think it's a timing issue. I don't think Dallas Goedert is going to play. So does that then bring Zach Ertz into the fray? Absolutely. Tampa Bay's 29th overall against opposing tight ends. Ertz is $6,500 on FanDuel, only $3,200 on DraftKings. We'll breeze through the kickers and DSTs. I'll give you my final score prediction and kind of what direction I'm going with my stacks in the lineup this evening. Ryan Suckup, Tampa Bay's kicker, 9 grand on FanDuel, $4,200 on DraftKings. Jake Elliott, the Eagles kicker, 8 grand on FanDuel, $4,400 on DraftKings. Really not siding either way with these kickers or the DSTs, which I'll get to. There's just too much juiciness going on with the offensive skill positions to kind of stop on a kicker. I mean, it was different Monday night with Justin Tucker, things like that, but Suckup, Elliott, no thank you. Moving on to the defenses, Philadelphia, $2,800 on DraftKings, and Tampa Bay, not the old Tampa Bay of last season. Hopefully they pick it up, but for right now, they're $3,800 on DraftKings. Hard pass. And I didn't mention one running back purposefully. I don't know if you're saying it right now. Chris, what the heck? You didn't mention Giovanni Bernard. I saved it till last. I kind of teased it without telling you I was going to tease it, so I just look like a fool, like I forgot. Hand to the sky, I did not forget Gio Bernard right here. Philadelphia's 27th overall against opposing running backs. Gio, 7 grand on FanDuel, only $5,200 on DraftKings, and that's where you want to play him, on DraftKings, because it's a full point PPR. So here's my line. If you want to take a pen and write it down, I can send it to you privately. DM me, find me in the Team Rise or Fall Discord. It's going to be Jalen Hurts as my quarterback, Kenny Gainwell at running back, Giovanni Bernard as my other running back, and then I'm going to do many different combos of DeVonta and Godwin, and then I'm going to sprinkle in, if needed in terms of salary relief, to O.J. Howard, and then build the same lineup, but put Cameron Brate in there as well. So that's what it is. I do have Tampa Bay winning this one 31 to 30, something like 28-27. It's going to be within a matter of points. So for that reason, I'm going to take Philadelphia. I believe they're getting 7 points. Philly covers, but Tampa Bay wins, as I said, 31 to 30, something along those lines. So I appreciate everybody for being here. I can't thank all of you and you watching right now enough for the support, all the comments, all the shares. It means the world to me. That's why I come down to the DFS dungeon to record these videos and to do my notes, because I know other folks, it's helpful to you. Other people really like it. So who would I be? Like, I really like it. You really like it. So that's why we're together right now, because it's just one big sunshine and rainbow fest, isn't it? Probably not, but I like the way it sounded. So before I split, make sure you go to teamriseorfall, like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, leave comments. Like the stuff, leave comments. Tell me what you like that I'm doing. If there's something you're like, man, Chris, your information is fantastic. I want to watch your videos, but you keep saying, fantastic or outstanding, and it just rubs me the wrong way. Let me know. I will do anything that's asked of me to make sure all this information line goes off without a hitch. So I thank you so much. Love you. And I will talk to you same time if you're into college football Friday afternoon, or if not, we'll skip ahead to Sunday night football. Until then, be good, and I will talk to you later.